takes over. Blood is running, heart is pumping as the battle gets closer. They can say what they want now, 'cause we'll be screaming now. We can be heroes everywhere we go. We can have all that we ever want. Singing like Ali, knocking out bodies, ending on top like a champion. Keep your silver, give me that gold. You'll remember when I say we can be heroes everywhere we go. Keeping us down is impossible. We're unstoppable. We're unstoppable. We're unstoppable. We're unstoppable. We're unstoppable. We're unstoppable. We're unstoppable.
What's up mga Summers? At maligayang pagbabalik dito sa 2018 Bacchus Pro Gaming Series Spring Playoffs. So, man, equal to playing for it as we're currently 1-1 sa best of 5 natin between Team Eagles and TNC Pro Team. Pero bago pa natin pag-usapan yan na may game, pakilala muna kami bilang casters niyo for this game. Arctic at his service fan pa rin as usual. And of course, kasama ko si Chisto.
Yan, pag-usapan natin yung nangyari nung second game where TME did come out on top. And I think headed into that game, pick and ban pa lang, medyo nalugi na yung TNC in a sense where they had scaling in their side and si the Cho'Gath to get tanky, kailangan nilang magka-items to si Demon on Vayne. Unfortunately, wala sila yung tools na umabot dun sa late game. Vladimir in the mid lane did not have that same wave clear, and I think one major problem that they had, since yung solo lane sila parehas magic damage, they had no way to clear the Banner of Command minions, which really allowed TME to have so much pressure in their lanes and always have everything pushing. And Marky as well, absolutely popping off on Tristan. He got so fed and so confident to just jump in front of anyone, which is very much like Demon in the first game.
And finally, it's nice to see that Team Eagles, a little bit, definitely a massive step up coming in after that Game 1 performance earlier. So medyo woke na sila. So I'm definitely expecting that from here on out. It's definitely gonna be a bumpy ride, guys. So be sure to fasten your seatbelts as we head on further into this best of 5. So gaya nga sinabi ko kanina, equal out yung playing board natin. So parang we're looking at a mini best of 3 now, in a way. We'll just have to see though. I mean, I'd have to agree with you. TNC definitely, unfortunately, was not able to live up sa later parts of the game, was not able to reach that point. Pero tingnan natin kung magkakaroon ng adjustments as we head into the pick and ban.
Yeah, mukhang diretso tayo sa pick and ban phase ngayon, Arctic. So, huwag natin patagalin pa. TNC will be banning out the Skarner of Coops. Instantly bans that. I mean, I think Coops as well also really shut down what Hayes could do in that other game, since Hayes did not opt to buy QSS of Vladimir. Every time he tried to jump into a fight, mag-impale lang yung Skarner to sa Vladimir, and there's really nothing Hayes could do. Now, looking at these bans from TME, mukhang lumalaki yung focus nila onto Hayes. They're still banning out his Yasuo, but Sion, probably our most contested pick so far in this series. Of course, still very popular, but ang tanong for this game, will Icarus buy the Banner of Command?
That's a bit of a question right there, because we haven't seen it yet in either of these two games kung hindi ako nagkakamali. So, we'll just have to see though. Meanwhile, looks like kukunin ng Team Eagles itong Tristana para ulit kay Marky. We did see Demon pop off it in Game 1. Marky used it to much efficiency as well going into Game 2. So I'm wondering if we're going to be seeing a constant Tristana pick within this best of 5.
And iniisipin mo, Arctic, hindi lang pick para kay Marky itong Tristana. Denial as well to kay Demon, kasi nakita nga natin yung performance yun ng Game 1. He really popped off on this pick, and TNC stomped TME with it. So with Marky picking up the Tristana, it denies that carry potential from Demon. And Jabber as well, picking up the Rise. I think his Realm Warps have been on point so far. Every time we've seen him on this champion, he can really use the Realm Warp to help his team reposition and readjust for the pushes that they try to go for. As TME have locked in the Trundle, the response from TNC will be the Janna once again for Arthros.
Along with that, of course, will also be the Talia locked in para naman dito kay Hayes. So a lot to work with here as far as what TNC, kung ano yung na-draft nila so far. But of course, TME gonna wrap up their own composition by giving the Alistar to Rox.
Yeah, so a lot of engage na naman for TME here. But looking in the top lane, it's another bully lane for JLC. Since the Trundle is very good into tank matchups, he's gonna be able to shred the tanks that TNC has. Just use your Subjugate on either the Sejuani or the Sion, and Marky can deal more damage to them. That's basically how it works. So as the game goes on here, it's gonna be up to TME to really try and look for an engage, because looking at TNC's comp, they have Arthas once again on this Janny. Can easily knock away the Alice. Can easily knock away the Zac if they try to go and jump onto Demon. So a lot of challenges for TME headed into this third game.
Yeah, but man, all across the board though, I mean, crowd control is absolutely insane coming in from both sides across the game. So I'm wondering how explosive these team fights are eventually going to be once we do head onto the Rift. And not just that, but even in the earlier game, I mean, looking at both Burst and Cups, medyo as early within the first 10 minutes, kaya nila lang mga impluensya ng lane. I think I'm interested in seeing how that'll pan out though, as far as kung anong rotation ang gagawin nila sa mapa. But of course, nonetheless guys, na nakikita nyo nga, parehong side nakadraft ng kanilang composition. Let us know whether kung saan man kayo nanonood. Be sure to share as well, whether ang ating Facebook Live link via the Pro Gaming Series page, or of course, sa ating YouTube din sa gaming.youtube.com/pagegarena/live. And of course, let us know rin kung anong thoughts nyo. Sino ang supportado nyo dito? Who has the better composition? Hashtag TNC win ba for TNC Pro Team? And of course, para sa ating reigning champions, hashtag TME win, Team Manila Eagles.
Yan, kung naglalaro ko ng best of 5 Arctic, I think itong game 3 na to, since tablang score nila at the moment, ito yung magiging turning point nitong series because whoever comes out on top in game 3 will be sitting on match point. So this match, very important, a lot riding on the line for both of these teams. Like we mentioned earlier, TNC, ito yung unang playoff run nila whereas TME trying to defend their PGS title. So yeah, there's a lot on the line.
And of course, to all our summoners out there that are tuned in, I'm pretty sure marami na sa mga viewers natin ang natutuwa kasi parang bigatin tayo ngayon pagdating sa thrill of the hunt natin. Courtesy of Demon, courtesy of Marky, very explosive plays that we've been seeing so far. So I'm definitely expecting that you guys might want to tune in a little bit more as this best of 5 goes on kasi sure balahong all the games are just gonna get all the more intense. Lalo na medyo after game 1 warmed up now Team Manila Eagles, they're really starting to look all the more fluid. TNC Pro Team as well, you can't discount them just yet because they have that rank advantage in a way after the seeding from the group stage. So could go either way guys.
Kaya alam mo, Arctic, gusto ko itong makita ng pumuntang 5 games. So para talagang all or nothing parehas ng teams. That's really what I want to see. Just both teams play their hearts out because yesterday we had 2 best of 5s which all went the distance. I really hope we see that same thing today.
And speaking of that, for those of you that are of course interested in finding out kung ano nga ba yung nangyari sa match 1 natin kahapon between Nakagat Esports and Team Manila Eagles, don't worry guys, we got you covered. Soon enough, abangan nyo yung updates sa Garena Pro Gaming Series page as to when those VODs will be coming out. But of course, enough of that. Let's go ahead and head on to the Rift in just a bit. TNC, TME will take the stage. Let's go. Ayan na nga po mga kaibigan, this is once again Game 3 in this best of 5. Match 1 pa lang tayo, still a lot more ahead. This is TNC Pro Team versus Team Manila Eagles. Both teams itchy and hungry to make it to the finals of the 2018 Bacchus Pro Gaming Series spring season. Tingnan natin kung sino magtatagumpay and who will get that spot.
Yeah, and gaya ng sinabi ko bago nag-start itong match Arctic, ito na siguro yung turning point for both of these teams kasi best of 5 nga to, very long series, but since both teams are currently tied, whoever wins this will be sitting on match point, and that's a lot of momentum and confidence booster as well for the team. So yeah, there's a lot riding on this game.
I'm wondering though how this will pan out. So far, we are seeing both sides here just playing a much more of a defensive stance. Wala tayo masyadong makikita mag-cheeky invade. Looks like JLC will manage to spot out Icarus there though, but nothing that will lead to anything significant. So just a little bit of a
Icarus
spot
will face check him soon.
Oh.
Being wise about it.
Doesn't want to push that too much, but still, looks like for both sides, Jungler's take note though are going to be starting off the same side of the map, so it will be a rotation that will eventually lead towards the top.
You know, I'm interested to see what Hayes can do on this Talia kasi sa matchup na he'll always have lane priority. Talia will always be able to push in the Rise this early into the game, and I think the new mage items really favor Talia if Hayes chooses to go the route of buying your tier so that you can match the mana of the Rise and build that into a Lost Chapter as well. So like that very much.
Yeah, quite a bit of damage right there. Naturally in. Trevor just making sure to last hit farm up what he can in the midst of Hayes, continuously pushing out itong mid lane. Meanwhile, let's go ahead and check out what's happening here towards bot side. Very balanced out as well. We do see Marky getting a little bit of a pow there on these minions.
Yeah, Tristana will always have that first shove. Given that she does have explosive shot and Rox does have relic shield to execute the minions, it will force Demon and Arthur to back away here. So I think Zaya and Janna will be happy to just back off here and try and farm up. Antayin nila si Burst na dumating until they can possibly go for a fight with their jungler, and they need to back off here as well, respecting the Zac gang coming in. But given, I think they do know that Coop started on the bot side of the map. Now, Icarus is a bit shoved up. Needs to be a bit careful.
Yeah, has to kind of keep himself in check. But same goes for Burst as well. But looks like that's going to be the jump coming in from Mark. He wants to bring the fight right away to Demon. Takes quite a bit of a punch there, Demon. But looks like he wants to retaliate with his own form of damage right there. Goes for a bit of to Marky. Same goes on to Rock. So, fair fight right there.
Yeah, mukhang TME yung nag-initiate ng fight na yun, but in the end, it's actually TNC that win off on the trade. It looks like na-out-damage lang nila yung members ng TME. Marky did opt to start with the door and shield, so that's less AD for a bit more tankiness and survivability in lane. And looking at TNC, they did have the Janna shielding to mitigate some of the damage. So great trade by TNC.
Yeah, pretty well played right there amidst that, but couldn't see a little bit of a knockup there onto Rocks. Just a little bit of a scare off-ish.
Tinatakot lang niya si Rox para hindi siya mag-combo, no? Kailangan pa alam mo eh.
And it's interesting enough. Looks like Marky will play it a little bit more carefully as to how he manages his wave right here. Not going to be pushing it too much as we did see within the earlier minutes, but still a good balance off right here. We are going to be seeing both junglers. Not really much opportunity to go for ganks, so just going to stick to rotations, whatever they can clear out so far.
You know, I think since Burst is not playing the Jarvan in this game, he's now playing the Sejuani, I think he'd be happy to just farm his camps until level 6.
Just until such time he does get his ultimate up for an even bigger impact.
Yeah, and take note, Trevor isn't running the cleanse on the Rise. He does have unsealed spellbook, so he does have the option to get that summoner spell, but I think it's going to be very difficult for him if he doesn't swap out to that summoner once Burst hits level 6. It's a very easy setup in the mid lane once you land the Glacial Prison. It's very, very... it's not difficult to just chain that into a seismic shove and possibly pick up a kill onto the Rise. He did swap out his heal for a teleport to get back into lane faster. But yeah, going back to what I said, he's going to need the cleanse once the later parts of the game do come.
Oh, meanwhile, we see an elastic slingshot being charged up out of Dito. Like, gonna get that connect onto Demon right there. Manages to pull in both Orthos as well, but Burst is gonna be joining the party to mitigate things here. Rox makes his way back there, but no casualties so far as both ends back away.
Yeah, Burst was at the right place at the right time. I think that could have gone better for TNC had they landed a stun onto Enon. Unfortunately, it's a double-range bot lane, so there's really no one to stack the stun from the Sejuani. So just gonna back off there.
In the midst of that, though, Demon takes quite a bit of damage, so looks like they will hold themselves back a bit. Medyo hinayaan na lang nila parehong si Marky tsaka si Rox na mag-push sa kanya. Don't want to push the envelope too much here in this bot lane.
Yeah, I mean, kailangan mo respetuhin yung Zac. I mean, earlier in this game, before this Sejuani hits level 6, she doesn't have the same gank pressure that Zac has, especially in lane Arctic, because we all know Elastic Slingshot from Fog of War, very threatening, so TNC backing off here is a bit of a wise decision.
Looks like both junglers will back off for the meantime, leaving both bot laners. Rather, leaving their bot lane to just go back to this phase once again where we're seeing the farm. Not much happening though. We do see the attempts, but meanwhile, towards topside, take no JLC. Medyo mababa na ang health niya dito. So, hayaan na lang yung si Icarus na mag-push in, getting quite a bit of damage because of the ease.
Oh, we saw a solo kill on JLC. Does he subjugate here? He's gonna try and go for an all-in.
Will he manage to get anything though? He will be forced to flash away. That was interesting.
That was very interesting by JLC. He actually forced to go back there, but he flashed out. So, questionable decision by the TME's top laner.
A bit gutsy. That would have been
JLC has been
dangerous.
playing very aggressive in the series. Sometimes it has worked out, but other times like that, he will be forced to burn both his summoners. Yeah, he has to calculate these a bit.
Yeah, that's an interesting bit that you brought up there, because that's what kind of baffles me a tad bit. Kumbaga, it's not the same calculated. It's not as calculated as we've seen him in prior games. Kumbaga, we did as early as game 1 nga kanina, within the first few minutes, we did see something unfortunate happen towards topside, which allowed Icarus to build up. So, yeah, definitely has to take it a little bit more easier, unless at least he's pretty sure that it could lead to something better.
Yeah, and we just heard the bell from Science Ultimate. Icarus will not use teleport to get back to lane. Mag-ulti lang siya lang. But yeah,
Very efficient.
speaking about top lane, JLC opted to go for another support item start here instead of going for a Doran's item. He did start with the Ancient Coin plus the Kleptomancy as a gang top lane.
Yes,
Well,
that's gonna be a pull-in.
Yeah,
Icarus right there is still looking very healthy though, so I don't think that'll lead to anything fruitful.
Yeah, and I think with the flash burned by Icarus there, I think he's gonna be safe enough.
Yeah.
Coops is happy though that he was able to burn at least a summoner spell from the Scion. But going back to my previous point, na yun nga, JLC opted to start the Ancient Coin, not going for the Duelist rune. The more duelist heavy keystones such as Grasp of the Undying on the Trundle, which would have helped him in a 1v1 matchup for Icarus. He's going for more gold here, trying to accelerate his item builds with the Kleptomancy and the Bandit as well, coming from the Ancient Coin.
That has been quite a choice by JLC as of the recent
I think he's the
games.
only top laner in PGS who runs support items first, and it's always Kleptomancy.
He likes to build up on that growth earlier on, whether it be sa Kleptomancy or even sa starting items niya by going for the commonly support items that would allow supports to build up on growth. So talagang it's really JLC looking at the longer run, the bigger picture as far as what he manages to build up. Medyo wise actually.
I think it would have been wiser though to go for a Grasp of the Undying possibly because it's a melee matchup for the Trundle. You'll be able to constantly proc your rune. I mean, you will also be able to proc the Kleptomancy, but I think it would have been more appropriate to go for Grasp of the Undying on Trundle instead of Kleptomancy because he isn't that late game scaling monster that you see. He isn't something like the Camille or the Fiora where we've seen JLC also run the Klepto, but maybe it's just his comfort Arctic.
Perhaps. I mean, probably just a little bit more of the safety as opposed to needing to gun in earlier on. Probably also waiting for potential sets na manggagaling kay Coops or just generally from anyone from TME that might make that play that would lead to JLC propelling himself a little bit more in this game. Pero so far we haven't really... we have seen it once from Coops. It's just that, interesting enough, Icarus was pretty healthy in that. And you have to take note of his itemization. Already has built up on a bit of armor, a bit of health.
It's probably going to be another Righteous Glory
Pretty
rush
much.
from Icarus. I mean, it does synergize well with the keystone that he took. Righteous Glory, of course, at the end of it, you will have that shockwave that sort of slows people around you, and it will proc the Glacial Augment. As there's trade in the top lane, magkakapatayan kaya sila dito. No.
Yeah, just a few chomps here and there. Actually, just a few scratches. Not really...
They have
really a
weapons,
big-
Arctic.
Yeah.
They're not scratching each other.
Yeah.
They're hitting each other with big clubs.
But meanwhile, Burr's gonna go in with T. Prisoner right there. JLC not even able to respond to get out of that. That will be first blood, giving it on to Icarus.
And that's the strength of the Talia. If you work with your jungler well, you're gonna be able to roam like that. Binanggit ko nga, diba? Talia will always have a mid priority over the rest. Siya yung mauuna mag-push dito. And if you're able to push your lane, that allows you to roam. And Talia very strong with roams, with her passive, with her Weaver's Wall. And just like that, they shut down JLC's Trundle.
Pretty much. Good play right there coming in from both Hayes as well as Burr. Nice connect as well. That was a pretty good layering that just allowed a full lockdown onto JLC. So this does allow Icarus a bit of room to really start building up. Take note, itong third na rin na to, already less than half its health now. So looks like we might be seeing a potential first turret take somewhere sooner than later here the top side. But that will be Hayes, forced to flash away from the elastic slingshot coming in from Coops. Summoner spell down for Hayes right there.
We saw the same thing in the top lane Arctic where Coops did go in for an elastic slingshot. He did burn a flash, pero unless you're able to punish the flashless members of TNC, you really don't get that much value from ganking on the Zac. All it really does is waste your time. So Coops here, he needs to punish the flashless members of TNC. Kailangan niya mag-return gank dito. Hindi lang niya pwedeng hayaan na, yes, I did burn a flash, but you can't leave it at that. You need to play a bit more proactively and punish that while that summoner spell is down.
Well, it's a bit tricky though, because, andun yung comfort na, okay, probably side ng TNC, they're gonna play it a little bit more safer because of knowing yung absence nga ng summoner spell nila. But still, gaya nga ng sabi mo, it would have been much more of a bigger investment nga to try to go for something within the duration na down yung flash ng TNC. So, a little bit of a missed opportunity right there. We are seeing that Icarus, I mean, that's the interesting thing right here. Even though Icarus lost out a flash in the end because of the proactivity na nanggaling kay both Burst and Haste, resulted to one up for Icarus. Flash is almost up for him as well. So, a missed opportunity right there towards top side, for sure.
And speaking of playing it safe, Arctic, I did mention earlier that Trevor would have benefited from a cleanse. Right now, he swapped out his teleport for the cleanses. Okay.
Icarus not having the best time on with these unstoppable onslaughts throughout the series, but still, they are going to go for JLC. Hayes as well, going to be joining the party. JLC, I don't think he'll manage to back away from this. He's trying to walk his way out of there, but Hayes flings him right back, and this is not only going to be a kill, but first turret for TNC Pro Team.
Yeah, Deja Vu in the top lane. Another 3-man onto JLC. Regardless of him having his flash, there's really no way that he can escape. Kahit na hindi tumama yung unstoppable onslaught ni Icarus, it zoned JLC back. It forced him to walk back into TNC's team, and it led to the top lane tower going down. Walang trade-off yung TME dun. That's so much value for TNC. And they're playing around this top lane, really trying to shut down the Trundle.
Yeah, and in the midst of this though, TNC medyo nagkakaroon ng build up towards this top side. Meanwhile though, Marky will get a few hits here and there, pero malapit na rin si Orthos who could get a shield to buy a little bit more time to protect this turret. But looks like Marky just gonna back away there.
You know, actually the shield was super small from Orthos. I actually think he's maxing Zephyr on Janna. It's kind of the new trend, Arctic, where Janna would max W instead of shield. Now though, Ocean Drake being started by Team Manila Eagles. TNC are here to challenge, but I think they're too late.
Yeah, a little bit in too late. Unless Burst tries to go for a set. Unfortunately, does not have Grateful Person up just yet. Look, will get collapsed on by the members of Team Manila Eagles. He's trying to back away, but he gets cowed by Marky as Explosion gets the kill.
Coops actually didn't have flash during the entire exchange. Just top lane.
Yeah, just a few bats here and there coming in from JLC. Icarus will get that knockup right there, but still, it's a small trade-off once again between these two top laners. But man, what happened in the Dragon Pit though? That's a different story.
Yeah, Coops did not have his smite for that entire exchange. I think Burst, if he had gotten a bit closer, he could have stolen that away with a smite of his own. Unfortunately, when he got too close, the Rise was there to lock him down. And he failed his flash over the wall, so unfortunately, the jungler of TNC will get picked off. Now though, JLC constantly wants to fight Icarus here.
Yes, that will be 3 members of TNC once again on his case. JLC, he's trying to back away, but that's going to be the reason while blocking his path. He will manage to flash away, though, preventing TNC from further pursuit.
JLC is playing super aggressively here, not respecting the ability of TNC's members to roam. Nakita natin earlier twice already. Hazel has gone to the top lane. He goes there again, and this time it forces the flash from JLC. Kailangan niya talagang kalmahan.
Yes.
Kailangan niya kalmahan tong top lane because he can't afford to get picked off over and over.
But interesting enough, amidst yung nakikita natin proactivity na nanggaling dito sa TNC play team, dito naman towards sa bot side, we have seen a little bit more investment right here. They were able to take this turret as a result, and medyo nakakita na tayo ng a bit of a lead as far as CS goes between Demon and Marky.
Yeah, hinayaan ng TNC yung bot lane nila, and looking at how this series has panned out, in the earlier games, we saw Burst have so much priority towards getting Demon ahead versus Marky, but it looks like this game, he's just abandoned his bot lane, and he really hasn't added that much pressure towards the bot lane. It looks like next shift yung priority towards mid and top.
And it's interesting because kung titingnan mo how itemization is going thus far, Marky already completing his first item was Boots not quite complete just yet, pero already leaning towards completion. Meanwhile, Demon not really there yet as far as getting any first items. So I guess we are seeing that parallel right here. And I'm wondering kung ano maging epekto nito sa TNC with the priority towards Icarus as opposed to Demon, which is probably a more substantial carry.
I mean, right now, if we go on to a full 5v5 fight, you definitely have to favor Marky in terms of DPS coming from the AD carries. Kasi yun nga, he has completed his Infinity Edge and is building towards his first Zeal item. Whereas Demon only has his Essence Reaver completed just now, nung kaka-recall lang niya. So right now, TME do have a slight advantage as far as DPS coming from the AD carries. But yeah, let's just see how it pans out if we do go to a fight, because if Marky does get caught out, he's practically a non-factor in the fight.
Pretty much, and it's pretty much up to TNC if ever we do see those fights break out. They have the tools to work with. I'm just wondering how it pans out as far as how they set though. So Burst actually spotting out Rox here. Rox will manage to back away though. Trevor has to make a recall, a little bit lower on the mana form of Spectrum, pero no fights breaking out just yet.
Yeah, no fights yet. Trevor did base picked up a Lost Chapter, which Rise benefits heavily from right now since Archangel Staff now gives you cooldown reduction. Normally, before, there's no cooldown reductions in Rise's build path, and I think the new patch with the new mage items really benefited him a lot. Adding that 10% CDR to the Lost Chapter just really helps Rise.
Not to mention the mana build-up across the board, Rod of Ages, Lost Chapter per leveling, and just Tear of the Goddess. He's just going to spam abilities like there's no tomorrow on this Rise.
Yeah, it's just more mana. You'll practically not run out of mana. As Burst has snuck up in the bot lane again, talagang pinaprioritize nila na i-shut down si JLC dito, and does not have his flash. Take note. Now, Demon gonna try and clear this mid lane as we're gonna see this engage.
Yes, Haze and Burst are gonna go for it. Unfortunately, Burst was blocked by the pillar, so this could be JLC's moment to run, but Flash, he unfortunately is down for him. Will get blocked by the Weaver's wall. Teleports are coming in across the board for both Trevor as well as Icarus. This is going to be a full-blown fight, but the numbers are in TNC's favor right now. Looks like Hoops was able to get Burst, but with 4 members of TNC on this trail, I don't think he'll make it out alive. That's going to be the passive, but that's going to be easy takedown for TNC as this ends in a 2-0 in favor of TNC Pro Team.
Yeah, and that's smart. Na binigay nila yung kill onto Haze, trying to get this Talia even more ahead. Ngayon ang tanong, what can TME trade off from this? They do have the Fed Tristana in the mid lane. They're gonna knock down this mid lane tower. So, a kill onto JLC, onto Coops for that mid lane tower of TNC Pro Team.
Yes, in the midst of this though, looks like TNC, they are gonna make work of the spot lane. Nakita na rin natin ang Banner of Command empowered minion na manggagaling dito kay Icarus. So let's go ahead and see if they'll manage to take a second tier trade out of this though. There's a lot pushing in onto TME. Let's go ahead and see if they can fend this off.
Oh, look at this, the Banner of Command minion. It's only magic damage coming from the Rise, so he's really not gonna deal that much damage here. It's taking a lot of time just to clear this out. So a bit of chip damage onto the tier 2 turret in the bot lane ng Team Manila Eagles. But yeah, looking back, even though the gold is fairly the same here, it's only hovering around 1k. Majority of that gold is, I think, onto Haze. So the gold spread is very different for both these teams.
I also have to take note that, okay, so as we look at it here, it's actually a lot more of a build-up towards Tito Marky being the person that we have seen a tad bit of an investment from as far as TME pagdating sa priorities nila within the earlier phases of this game, coming from both junglers. So, not bad. Although, JLC, quite a bit of a build-up here that he needs to make though.
No, JLC is actually keeping up in gold because of his Kleptomancy. Yeah. Regardless of him being 0, 3, and 0, he's still keeping up in their gold, and he's practically even in footing as far as items go compared to the Scion.
Oh, JLC though. Okay, just gonna form up. Not really gonna push anything onto Icarus here. Turret is still up there, so Icarus has that safety in case
he's gonna fight him here though.
Pillar gonna be popped up here. Looks like JLC wants to fight. Icarus will just back away. Those shields quite a bit of damage to the W.
Oh my god.
JLC isn't gonna go straight in. Looks like he wants to go for this turret, but Icarus just gonna efficiently clear out that wave.
Yeah, he's gonna clear out that wave. JLC really wants to kill this Scion. Unfortunately, Icarus is just way too tanky at this stage, and if he does burn Subjugate, it's kind of a big ultimate down for them.
Okay.
Things are frozen though, Arctic.
Yeah.
They're not moving.
Yeah, I guess we're frozen. And I was like, okay, wait a minute. Did time just stop right there? Pero
It did.
Yeah, but so far, I mean, let's go ahead and talk about what has transpired so far. So, gaya nga ng pinag-usapan natin kanina during the game, andun nga yung nakita nating difference as far as investment goes. TNC, we've seen much more towards the top side. Bottom side, definitely towards Marky. And like you mentioned, this is, if ever magkaroon nga ng laban a bigger fight within the earlier minutes of this game, could definitely potentially lean towards TME just because of that damage coming out from Marky.
Ah, we're back.
Yes, there we go.
Yeah, but going back to what you wanted to discuss about how this game has panned out so far, di ba nung game 1, nakita natin, the TNC were investing a lot of resources onto their bot lane and they stomped game 1. They won that so hard versus TME, but for the next few games, it looks like they just abandoned Demon as the Realm Orb comes out.
Yes, and looks like they find their target in the form of the Sejuani right here. Marky tries to silence away, and there, Cope's gonna make a play. Actually, not able to get anybody. TNC, they're gonna continue to back away, but first, looking very, very low. TNC, they're trying to at least salvage, but Orthros might actually be the sacrifice here. Trevor goes kill on the Orthros. I was about to say Trevor goes down, but like, oh wait, no, it's the opposite. Trevor gets
Orthros,
it.
I think a bit of hesitation from him. He did not choose to burn either's flash for that fight to try and escape, but in the end, so much resources burned. It's actually TME only picks up a kill onto the support. No objectives go off from this though.
Yeah, meanwhile though, Icarus gonna make good use of this Banner of Command pushing in. It looks like it's gonna be round 2 as TNC makes the shove, but man, the damage coming in from Demon, supported by Icarus straight in. They do manage to take down the jungler of Team Manila Eagles. Rocks will try to salvage this though, but TNC is intent on taking down this first tier turret in the mid lane.
Oh man, kung ikaw si Cops nakaka-bad trip na gusto mo lang i-defend yung mid lane, when you jump in, you practically suicide. Jumping onto Icarus and Demon there as well. I think TNC would have been happy to give that kill over to Demon, but now, without the jungler, are they gonna do this call?
Man, gutsy call coming in dito from TNC Pro Team.
I like it.
Kung ano gagawin ng Team Maliligas. Nakakita nga tayo ng teleport na manggaling dito kay Trevor. TNC looks like they're gonna pull in the fight right here. Hayes, he's trying to keep the members of TME distracted for the rest of TNC to make the response right there. They're gonna go straight for Rocks first. He is the first one. Accessible Demon manages to get the kill on that Mad Cow. Looks like they're gonna try to go for Marky. Marky, he's gonna try to jump his way, but Howling Kill is gonna stop him for the lockdown. Double kill for Demon at Muhang. TNC, are they gonna go for this Baron? 2 members are down from TME.
What a smart play by TNC Pro Team. They got a pick onto the jungler and then they immediately went to the Baron area. Now it forced TME to go ahead and check. Now TNC, they're going back to this, but this is different. Cooks is now up. There is a smite available for TME. What will they do here?
Looks like they're gonna potentially turn around once again. JLC and Trevor are in the vicinity. That's quite a bit of a punch that they've had.
How low is the Baron?
Wondering
They're
how this fight
turning!
will go now. They're gonna turn. Indeed, Trevor managing to get the kill onto Burst, but looks like TNC, they're gonna turn once again. JLC, he's falling really, really fast. Demon is now on a killing spree. Mukhang si Trevor na ang susunod pa kanila, pero go back muna sila.
With Burst going down in that fight, I don't think TNC can afford to go back to that Baron, but tignan mo yung nangyari dun, Arctic. TNC used the Baron as a bait to draw in the members of Team Manila Eagles. They didn't have a choice. Once Cops went down in the mid lane, it just allowed TNC to pressure them into face checking that area, and with that bait, they were able to pick up a few kills to their name.
And I think the interesting thing here is that pinag-usapan nga natin kanina yung priorities. I think that just goes out the window right now kasi nabalanse na ng TNC with that fight. A lot of those kills, if not majority, actually, everything went to Demon. So that's a pretty good step up right there. And it just brings back Demon to much more reliability with where he's at right now.
Yeah, speaking of where Demon is at right now, it's actually an interesting pickup as far as his item build goes. He's picked up the Phantom Dancer on Desire, going for more dueling potential. Phantom Dancer does give you that extra buff if you're in a 1v1 situation. But commonly though, we'd see the second Zeal item on AD carries be either the Static Shiv or the Rapid Fire Cannon. So interesting pickup by TNC's AD carry here.
Go ahead and see how this pans out for Demon as this game goes along. 7-3 on our scoreboard. Man, TNC really starting to build up the speed as well, picking up quite the fight. And we have seen attempts from TME though, although much more responsive to what TNC has been doing. They are lingering towards this Baron side. Looks like they're just checking out for vision in case they just want to get a clear off to avoid TME from getting control over this upper side of the map.
I think there was a control ward in the back end of the pit by TME. TNC though did not opt to clear it out yet. But yeah, if TNC do want to go for a play to this Baron area, they have the Weaver's Wall to try and cut off the members of TME. But there's an engage!
Oh, are they going to go for it? Looks like they're just going to go for Ross instead. Weaver's Wall coming in from Hayes as he joins the party. He manages to get the kill, all 5 members. Man, Ross
they can move to Baron here. It's a 4v5.
Good call right there, seeing that Trevor was towards the top side, immediately knowing that the numbers were in their advantage.
Okay, it is a 4v5 on the map, but it's just a support down. TNC, it looks like they're just gonna jockey for vision in this area. They're still respecting the fact na kahit meron silang ways to keep the Zac out of the pit, it's still a Zac. There's a lot of ways for Cook to get into the Baron pit, so they're really respecting that.
Ooh. Meanwhile, let's go ahead and see how this is going down. Looks like, yeah, TNC not really pushing the envelope that much in this game. Just contenting themselves with what they do manage to pick off. And not just that, of course, in the midst of that, when they do get pick-offs, just make sure that they establish vision here. At sa nakikita natin so far, as soon as they establish vision, kumbaga, they're just kind of lingering towards Baron side, waiting for someone to overextend for a face check from Team Manila Eagles.
Yeah, and talking about TNC here, 25 minutes into the game, already 8-3 in kills. I have to credit Hayes here, really setting his team up for success. Still 100% kill participation on this Thalia. Really carrying TNC at this point.
Yeah. Overall, well, we are seeing few signs of fight in them. And let's go to check out what's working for TME right now, though. Gaya ng sinasabi natin kanina, it's been established that Marky was given a little bit more priority by Coops as far as what success he did get out of Gangster. But looks like Rox again caught him in quite the tight position here. TNC just gonna go full collapse on him. Doesn't stand a chance once again. Demon is now on a rampage.
That's incredibly unlucky for Rox. The second time he gets picked off by TNC. It's costing his team objectives here. With the support down, there's really no way that you can set around Vision. And just like that, I think with Ocean Drake spawning in the next 3 seconds. Wait, what are TNC gonna go for here?
They spot out Marky. Icarus does get to slow on him, but still, with that E and a jump away coming in from Marky, he will just make his way out of there.
What are they gonna go for? He could have gone for an objective. Oh no!
Oh, Icarus actually managing to land that knockup right there. TNC, they're intent on taking down the jungler of Team Manila Eagles. Looks like that's going to be the passive, but with all members of TNC collapsing on him, hindi siya makakasurvive na fight nito. And it looks like TNC, what are they going to go for next?
That should be Baron Arctic. The jungler is down. They should immediately be Baron for TNC.
Oh, looks like they're going to be going for Baron right here. That's going to be Glacial Person landing onto Marky right there to prevent TME from potentially contesting this. Mukhang itutuloy pa rin ng TNC, but they have to back away. The moment the teleport came in, Rox tries to make a play. Orthros splashes out for safety. JLC, he's going to continue to go onto the members of TNC. Look at all the damage coming in across the board. Marky quite painful right there along with JLC. Looks like this could be the turnaround for TME to turn the tide in their favor. TNC, they're starting to back away, realizing just how painful Marky is. And it looks like no further casualties. Whoa! Wow. What just happened right there?
There was a blade caller.
Oh yeah, the pull in. I was wondering like, whoa, wait a minute. What? But that does actually.
I'm
back
pretty
things up.
sure that caught us off guard, as well as Marky, so that's the
Yeah.
reason why he's dead. But yeah, the blade caller from Demon positioning his feathers just at the right time, or Marky as well mispositioning a bit.
Right time at the right place for a demon, definitely.
That was big. I mean, TNC already lost the first part of that fight, but with Marky going down, that's very unfortunate for the Eagles.
Whew. Meanwhile, looks like Dragon will be taken in by Team Manila Eagles. Here, just gonna clear that out after some small victory right there, dun sa upper side ng mapa.
Yeah, but you'd have to think, after they got the pick off on Ticklers, I think they should stop turning and actually just commit to the Baron. Because you have the smite, it's no longer 50-50 Arctic. Feeling ko kayang-kaya nilang kunin yung objective na yun, but they keep opting to go for more kills and turning for fights.
Yeah, they keep on banking on TME, like picking someone off or overstepping into a position kung saan nandun ng TNC. But we haven't seen like a big gutsy fight from TNC, that's for sure.
Yeah, I want to see them just commit to the Baron after they get a pick off onto a team member of TME kasi palagi silang nakakakuha nitong mga pitas sa members ng Team Manila Eagles. At first it was Rox and then it was Coops, but once they do go to the Baron, I think they need to start committing to that. They have enough damage to take it down. They have enough DPS. I just wonder, why do they keep turning?
Yes, looks like TNC again, they're just kind of lingering here. Just along with that though, along with just kind of lingering towards Baron side, also managing what waves come out towards this top side as well as the mid lane. Trevor, he is dealing with things towards the bot lane. Take note, he is running teleport once again though. So yeah, if any fight breaks out here between TNC and TME, madaling makarespo tong si Trevor.
Yeah, and speaking of Trevor in fights, nakumpleto na yung kanyang Rabadon's Death Cup. So this Rise has practically went full on late game and he has enough items to deal the damage that he needs once a fight does break out. Speaking of more items, Marky already has Infinity Edge, Static Shift, and Rapid Fire Cannon. So there's a lot of damage that's going to be dished out by TME's carries.
Meanwhile, that will be the buff taken onto Demon. So man, TNC, they're just boating their time quite a bit. Well, I'm actually surprised considering kanina medyo nakita na natin nagbe-build up yung pace para sa TNC, but after that, it's just been a few minor pickups here and there.
Alam mo, Arctic, this has become incredibly dangerous for TNC because earlier they were getting the picks that they needed and they could have translated them into objectives, but I think a bit of hesitation, especially around the Baron area, have cost them here. They've allowed TME's members, especially Trevor and Marky, to get the core items that they need to fight TNC. So they're in a dangerous spot here unless they get a great engage on TME and pick off multiple members. I don't think they can just go for the Baron now.
I'm glad that you brought that up, Cheese. Actually, yan yung kanina ko pang dinetermine na what's so different about TNC right now. And that's actually it. That's it right there. Amidst these pickoffs, kumbaga, we've seen them take advantage of that by trying to take what they can in the form of turrets, in the form of objectives. Pero that's kind of where it's been still lately. After pickoffs, it didn't really necessarily transition to going for something else afterwards. Para lang mas magkaroon yung value yung nagagawa nila thus far within these past few minutes. So, medyo unfortunate.
Yeah, speaking of the past few minutes, Arte, tignan mo tong parehas na team na to. They're constantly trying to shove in mid lane. They're trying to get mid priority so that they can lay vision around the Baron area. You can't set up vision around Baron unless you have your mid lane wave pushed up. So, both teams really showing that they need to push this. I mean, right now, it's pushing in TME's favor as we're gonna have a bit of a pause.
Yes, chill muna guys. Chill lang kayo dyan.
It's kind of, you know, having that kind of a delay in the middle of a Baron dance, kind of intense argument because both teams are really going back and forth. Talagang tinatry nilang i-push nga yung mid lane for mid priority and then go vision around the Baron. But yeah, since both teams aren't moving around that yet, we'll just have to wait and see as we go back onto the rift.
Yeah, we're just waiting for that moment right there. Pero, sige, pag-usapan natin yung nag-transpire so far kasi gaya nga na pag-usapan natin, it's been kind of stretching out this game because of TNC not pushing things a bit more after pickoffs. Pero as this goes along though, what does that mean if this reaches later parts of the game as far as minutes go?
Well, I think it's very disastrous for TNC because I think TME have very good scaling. Even if Icarus gets tanky, even if Burst gets tanky, GLC can shred them with the Trundle. And looking at the members, Talia will get outscaled by the Rise in terms of damage, and Tristana as well has a superior range to Zaya. And basically, in terms of damage, TME have more ways to kill the members of TNC compared to TNC actually getting to the members of the Eagles.
And man, looking at itemization though, Trevor, he's packing quite the punch right now. Rabadon's Death Cap, Rada,
yeah, he's pretty well off, Arctic.
Yeah.
Medyo nakapag-farm siya. Kahit 201 lang siya, he has his items.
Good on the mana, good on the AP, the best of both worlds for this Rise right here.
He's practically not gonna run out of AP. Tapos he's just gonna be able to constantly spam his abilities, which every Rise player wants to do.
Pretty much. Pero tingnan natin kung kumakasik ng oportunidad tong Team Manila Eagles para makapag-set ng fight that would go into their favor, that would very much utilize itong magandang build-up ni Trevor thus far. I mean,
marami silang tools para magsimula ng fight. Arctic tulad nung headbutt pulverize combo ni Alistar. They have the Zac to jump in. TNC also have ways to start fights here.
And interesting enough, we have seen TNC on top of having control over this Baron side, pero sa wakas, nakakita na tayo ng extension ng vision ng Team Manila Eagles into this river. So I don't think TNC can play around itong just kind of hiding within the shadows of this river for more pickoffs. We've kind of gone past this point already. TME already starting to build up, get up to par as the minutes go by. TNC, they have to do something.
And look at that. I think that was 2 crits from Marky, and I think he could constantly chunk down Burst here. Take note though, walang armor item to si Burst. It's just the Ninja Tabi and the Warmog. So yeah, I think we've unlocked something, Arctic.
Have we? Wow. Okay, guys, so it looks like we have reached 2.5k views. So let's go ahead and check out things here though. But yeah, so congratulations, Summoners. Patuloy lang natin yung pag-tune in para ma-reach natin yung next
good job.
Yeah, milestone.
Good job. Good
Round
job.
of applause. Palakpakan nyo sarili nyo, mga
Palakpakan niya sa inyo.
Pero,
Dahil sa inyo yan eh.
But meanwhile, towards the spot lane right here, Icarus, he's trying to prevent JLC from pushing in. So, gaya na nang nakita yung link, itong first time, I believe, na unlock natin tong milestone na to. So, be sure to type that in kasi 500 winners, marami yan, guys. We'll get award skin kung... Yeah, let's get
Kailangan natin ng 7 linggo, Arctic, para maabot tong milestone na to. Pero we did it. We made it there. But yeah, going back to the game, Arctic, it's still a very fairly even game. Tingnan mo, even if the kill score is 12-4 in favor of TNC, look at the gold. There's practically nothing at this point. It really isn't that relevant given that TME's key members have the items they need to be relevant in team fights.
Exactly, but man, TNC, I'm really starting to wonder when are they going to pull the trigger for these big fights? Well, actually,
soon. Malapit na.
Yeah, the patience will be... Look at all that vision in that.
Ano to eh, para tong pag nanonood ka ng Dragon Ball Z, Arctic.
Yeah, exactly.
Tapos, kina-charge ni Goku yung kanyang ano.
Tapos ilang episodes.
Tapos mga 3 episode na sumisigaw siya. Tapos may 4 pang episode na failure lang na pag-usapan yung mga ginagawa ni Gohan. Tapos, eventually, babagsak niya ng mga 2 minuto lang. Tapos mawawala na yung kalaban niya. Ito na!
And finally, we're gonna see that Glacial Prison does get connect, but looks like Marky and Rock will just continue to walk away. Cook, he's gonna try for something, but Hayes actually denies the full elastic slingshot with the Weaver's wall. Looks like Cook's though gonna take Burst in on for the ride as the rest of Team E, they're continuing to retreat. Cook, he's trying to back away, pero patuloy pa rin hinahabol ng mga miyembro ng TNC. Demon and Orthros, they want to rendezvous with their members right here. Cook will manage to escape safely though with a slither of health, pero TNC, are they finally gonna go for Baron though, or just establish control?
They're gonna establish control after they got the chunk out of you. Oh, actually they're gonna go for it.
They're gonna make the gutsy move. Trevor is there already to potentially go for the contest. Hayes is trying to deal a bit of damage to him. Rocks as well. He's gonna try to get the set. Oh, this is gonna be a big fight right here, ladies and gents. Trevor gets the kill onto Orthros. TNC, they're trying to turn things around, but TME, they're just overwhelming them too much. Baron does go for TNC though, but can they salvage this? Looks like Icarus, he's gonna slowly start to back away, but Burst as well as Hayes, they're still far away from the comfort of their base to potentially salvage this. Looks like Coops and JLC, they will have to give up on
Whoa!
Force's play, but here's the burst, man, that's just so painful.
Kill him, kill him, kill
They're
him,
gonna
get him.
go and take Coops
Nice.
as well. Man, beautifully played out by TNC, and they do manage to salvage at least 3 people with the Baron buff.
Okay, unfortunately for Ortas, hindi niya nagamit yung Monsoon. I really want to see a replay of how that fight panned out because, yeah, Baron did go over to TNC, but TME picked up more kills. It looks like they are going to be able to pick up more towers
Ooh.
unless Burst wants to do something about it.
Glacial Person does collect off the Marquee, but actually jumps his way out in time away from the danger of TNC's turret.
Yeah, and sinabi ko bang Dragon Ball Z Arctic, mukhang
Yep.
ayun nga, nakuha natin yung gusto na. Just as we were saying na ibabagsak na, TNC immediately go for an engage. They knew that they were playing on a time where they can't let their team get outscaled by Team Manila Eagles. Kailangan nilang i-secure yung Baron, which might give them the lead that they need to end the game. And just like that, they immediately go for the objective. And this time, no hesitation. Kahit na buhay pa si Coops, kahit na 5 members pa ng TME buhay, they go for the objective.
And in the midst of this though, dahil nga nasa TNC na ang Baron, I'm wondering paano nila i-utilize to, what value can they get out of this? I feel like this is the window of opportunity na dapat sinusulit na nila if they wait for this game to go longer after that Baron goes down at kung hindi sila makakuha na masyadong value dun, it could get all the more trickier.
Yeah, looking at what TNC can do, you have the Banner of Command minion. Your Weaver's Wall can come out to block the members of TME. Kung kayo yung Eagles dito, ang kailangan nyo gawin to stop the Baron empowered push by TNC, you need to go for it and engage. It's Haze.
Oh, indeed, gonna go for it, but looks like hits are coming in from the backline of TNC. Trevor as well getting a free hit along with Marky. TNC, they're still quite healthy though. They still can fight this out. Coop is the first to fall, but that's a lot of damage coming in onto the members of TNC as well. But looks like TNC, they're starting to overall the members of Team Manila Eagles. Both Coop and Rocks take the fall. Still, major carries from TME are at play. They're gonna try to make the defense.
Oh, look
but
at this
TNC,
cannon. This
they're gonna go
feels
for an
so
incinerator.
good. Look at the Baron empowered cannon minion Arctic. It's still 5 members strong by TNC. The carries are still up for TME though. If they want to stall, they need to try and go for something. I don't think they have enough damage.
Wow, Weaver's Wall to prevent Trevor and Marky from pursuit. And looks like TNC, they're going to go straight for JLC. The damage is just too much. That trundle goes down. Marky and Trevor, they're trying to
hit the
fight.
Nexus.
They're trying to at least clear out, but I think TNC has all the potential in the world to finish out this game, ladies and gents. Indeed, Game 3, we are now at match point. TNC takes it against Team Manila Eagles. Well played.
Yeah, well played indeed, Arctic. Gusto ko yung decisiveness ng TNC. Binanggit natin merong hints ng hesitation na nagagaling sa lineup nila. I mean, just in the end, the decisiveness to go for that Baron, and the moment that they secured it, that really sealed the game for them. And that's just a great job by TNC. And we mentioned this game might shift the course of this best of 5. Ngayon, hawak ng TNC lahat ng momentum. Pero as we all know, TME, they are the comeback kings, Arctic. Hindi tayo magugulat to see a TME comeback. Possibly win game 4 and 5, but who knows?
Eventually.
Who knows?
And I gotta give it to TNC right there. I mean, we were starting to build up on, oh no, is this just gonna continue to pan out minute after minute after minute na makabawi ng Team Amy? But for TNC, right at the nick of time, at the right place at the right time, they were able to pull the trigger and get so much value out of it. And of course, by value, I mean the victory.
Yeah, so congratulations again to TNC for picking up the Game 3 win. Now they are up 2-1 in the best of 5 series, 1 game away from heading to the finals of the PGS Spring Split. So yeah, I think we're gonna take a short break. We have been your Shoutcatters. My name is Chiso and with me was Arctic. See you after the break.
The members of TME distracted for the rest of TNC to make the response right there. They're going to go straight for Rocks first. He is the first one. Accessible Demon manages to get the kill on that Mad Cow. Looks like they're going to try to go for Marky. Marky seems going to try to jump his way, but Howling is going to stop him across the board. Marky's quite painful right there along with JLC. Looks like this could be the turnaround for TME to turn the tide in their favor. TNC, they're starting to back away, realizing just how painful Marky is. And it looks like no further casualties. Whoa! Wow. What just happened there? They're going to make the gutsy move. Trevor is there already to potentially go for the contest. Hayes is trying to deal a bit of damage to Rocks as well. He's going to try to get the set. Oh, this is going to be a big fight right here, ladies and gents. Trevor gets the kill onto Arthros. TNC, they're trying to turn things around, but TME, they're just overwhelming them too much. Baron does go for TNC though, but can they salvage this? Looks like Icarus, he's going to slowly start to back away, but Burst as well as Hayes, they're still far away from the comfort of their base to potentially salvage this. Looks like Coops and JLC, they will have to give up on first lane, but he's the burst, man, that's just so painful.
Kill him,
They're gonna go and take this
Nice.
as well. Man, beautifully played out by
Oh,
TNC. Gonna go for it, but looks like hits are coming in from the back line of TNC. Trevor as well getting a free hit along with Marky. TNC, they're still quite healthy though. They still can fight this out. Cook is the first to fall, but that's a lot of damage coming in onto the members of TNC as well. But it looks like TNC, they're starting to overall the members of Team Manila Eagles. Both Cook and Rocks take the fall. Still, major carries.
Try and go for something. I don't think they have enough damage.
Wow, Weaver's wall to prevent Trevor and Marky from pursuit. And looks like TNC, they're going to go straight for JLC. The damage is just too much. That trundle goes down. Marky and Trevor, they're trying to
Hit the
fight.
Nexus.
They're trying to at least clear out, but I think TNC has all the potential in the world to finish out this game, ladies and gents. Indeed, game 3. We are now at match point. TNC takes it against Team Manila Eagles. Well played.
Yeah, well played indeed, Arctic. Gusto ko
Would you ever ride?